Hello, friends. Today I have some questions for you. Is it possible to love someone who is still healing from the past? What hurts more, losing someone or never telling them how you feel? Can a red scarf hold a whole love story inside it? It was a cold December morning. The streets were quiet. People walked fast, hiding their faces from the wind. At the corner of a narrow street, there was a small tea shop. Simple, warm, full of silence. Mahad, a 29-year-old man, stood near the counter. He came there every day before work. That morning, something felt different. He saw her. She was sitting at the last table, a red scarf around her neck, a book in her hand, a warm cup of tea on the table. Her eyes were deep, as if they were hiding stories. Mahad looked at her for a moment, longer than usual. Then her book fell. He walked over, picked it up, and said, "Here." She looked up. "Thank you," she whispered. That one moment stayed with him all day. The next day, she was there again, and the next. Mahat started looking forward to his mornings. He came early, hoping to see her. One day, he found the courage to speak again. "Do you come here every day?" he asked. She smiled gently. "Yes, I like quiet places. I'm Mahat." She looked at him. "I'm Ira." That name sounded soft, like a song he never heard before. After that day, they talked a little more each morning. Books, rain, tea, music. Ira was a school teacher. She loved old poems and the smell of new books. She liked sitting alone, but she didn't feel lonely. Mahad was quiet, but with Ira, words came slowly and sweetly. He didn't tell her, but his days started to feel different, brighter, warmer, softer. One morning, Mahad brought a white flower. "For you," he said. Ira looked surprised. "Why this?" He smiled. "Because you make my mornings better." Ira didn't say anything for a moment. Then she looked away. He noticed her eyes. They were wet. "Are you okay?" he asked. She wiped her tear quickly. "Yes, just no one has said that to me in a long time." They sat silently for a while. Even the silence felt meaningful. That night, Ira sat on her bed with the lights off. The room was dark. Only the street light outside gave a little glow. She held her red scarf and looked at the photo in her hand. It was her wedding photo from 4 years ago. She whispered to herself, "Why did you leave me like that?" Ira's marriage had ended in silence. No big fight, no goodbye, just slow pain. Her husband had stopped talking to her, stopped caring. Then one day, he left a note. "I don't love you anymore." She didn't cry. much that day. The real tears came later, in the nights that followed. Now, years later, another man had brought her a flower, a simple one, but it touched the same heart that once felt broken. She thought of Mahad, his quiet voice, his soft eyes. She said softly to herself, maybe not everyone leaves. One day, Mahad and Ira went for a walk after tea. Clouds were covering the sky. The wind was cool. Suddenly, it started to rain. Mahad opened an umbrella. They stood close. Ira smiled. I love rain, she said. It hides tears. Mahad looked at her. You don't have to hide them from me. Ira stopped walking. Can I tell you something? She asked. Of course. I was married before, she said. He left me without reason, without care. Mahad stayed quiet. He didn't ask questions. She continued. Since then, I stopped believing in love. But now, when I sit with you, I feel something again, and that scares me. Mahad said, love doesn't mean you will never hurt, but maybe this time it won't break you. Tears rolled down Ira's cheeks, but this time she didn't hide them. That night, Mahad couldn't sleep. He lay in bed with his eyes open, looking at the ceiling. He kept thinking about Ira, her words, her pain, her smile in the rain. He thought, she's been hurt so badly, but she still laughs, still sits with me, still trusts me a little. He looked at the flower pot near his window. It had the same kind of white flower he gave her. That morning felt like a dream now. He whispered to himself, I don't want to lose her, even if she doesn't love me yet. I want to be in her life. Mahad didn't know if what they had was love, but it was soft, pure, and real, and it was growing. Ira started feeling something new inside her, hope. But hope also brought fear. One evening, she stood in front of a mirror. She wore her red scarf, the same scarf she wore the first time Mahad saw her. She looked at herself and thought, can someone really love me again with all my broken pieces? She wanted to run to him, to tell him everything, but then the fear returned. What if he leaves too? She whispered. Ira had built walls around her heart. Mahad was slowly breaking them, but it hurt like opening an old wound. Mahad came to the tea shop early. He had a poem in his hand, one he wrote for Ira. He waited, but Ira didn't come. He waited for 2 hours, nothing. The next day, again she didn't come, nor the day after that. His heart became heavy. He went to the school where she taught. The receptionist said she left her job 2 days ago. No message, nothing. Mahad felt like the world had stopped moving. He returned to the tea shop. Everything looked the same except her seat. It was empty, cold, lonely. Then the waiter came and gave him an envelope. A lady gave me this for you, he said. Mahat's hands shook as he opened the letter. Dear Mahat, I'm sorry. I couldn't say goodbye face to face. I didn't have the strength. I was falling in love with you, and that scared me. I told myself not to feel again, not to dream again. But your words, your silence, your kindness broke all my walls. And maybe that's why I had to leave. I'm still not ready to love, not in the way you deserve. You are light. I am still shadow. But please, know this. You healed a part of me. You made me feel alive again. I will remember you. Every morning, every cup of tea, every rain. Yours in silence, Ira. Mahat folded the letter with care. His eyes were full, but he didn't cry. Not yet. He just sat quietly and stared at the chair where she used to sit. 3 years have passed. Mahat still visits the tea shop every morning. Same table, same cup of tea, same silence. The waiter no longer asks questions. He just nods and brings the tea. Mahat sometimes brings a white flower and places it on the table across from him. People around him think he's just a quiet man. They don't know he once met someone who left, but never truly left. Mahat keeps Ira's letter in his wallet, old, soft, but never forgotten. He doesn't wait for her to return. He just sits with the memory of her. Because some love stories don't need more chapters. They live forever in the ones who remain. Not every love story ends with together forever. Some end with a warm smile, a goodbye letter, and a red scarf, never forgotten. If you like my story, then hit the like button and share it with your loved ones. Thank you.